Welcome to the Shergroup podcast, where we share ideas on how to help businesses grow and prosper in the online world. Join host, Chief Shergroupie Claire Sambrook as she discusses her digital journey and how Shergroup is helping thousands to keep their business flowing and growing. Here on the Shergroupie podcast.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everyone. And it's Claire here from Shergroup with Shergroup on the Sofa again today. And I hope wherever you are in the world, you're in a good place and it's not too hot or not too wet and not too cold, because Shergroup covers all parts of the globe now. And this little show is going out and being picked up in different places around the planet, which we are tremendously excited about. But I know from my colleagues in the UK, it's been very hot this week, and we don't have AC in the UK, so it's all been a bit stressful. So I hope you're all in a good place wherever you are in the world. So today I'm joined by my colleague Raz Dadabhoy, and we're going to be talking about Shergroup, but Shergroup's Raz's journey within Shergroup. Yeah. So say hello, Raz, to all our Shergroup fans out there.
Hi, Claire. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ross. Special hello to Ross. So I'm delighted to be here.
Great. Yeah. Hey, Rossi. And hello to you from wherever we are in the world and wherever you are in the world. I hope you're in a good place today. All right. If there's a number 2 fan out there, I think it might be Selena. If it's a number 2 fan out there, she was telling me she was watching the TV show last night, and I said you're behind Ross as number 2 fan. So Selena Hamilton-Morris, come on down, because you sound like you're our number 2 fan. But for everyone else, we're going to be talking about our TV show, which Raz has a starring role in our TV show, in our office squad, and quite right too, because she's a very integral part of the Shergroup process. And her journey and life within Shergroup, which I know some of you will be interested in. I just really want to celebrate her journey with us and her terrific contribution to the company. It's great to have all my colleagues coming on here and talking about Shergroup. So, Raz, how long have you been with Shergroup?
How long have I been with Shergroup? It only feels like yesterday, but I can say it's been 23 years.
23 years.
23 years, yes. Been with the company 23 years.
On behalf of us all, I want to say thank you so much for that. You and June and Jackie and Sue are I always think you're the bedrock of the company, you girls, what you do for us, and you are a star. So it's great to see you on here. And 23 years is, we've got people in Shergroup that aren't 23 years old. So I don't know what that makes us old, I think. So that's a thank you so much for that. What does it feel like to be part of this company, this Shergroup? What do you think?
It's absolutely great. I can't tell you. When I first started, didn't really know much at all. The knowledge I've gained in the High Court Enforcement legal work and security and all our other products and services, it's phenomenal. I'd like to say that everything that I have gained, all the knowledge that I have gained, has made me the person that I am in the team today. And it's a fantastic place to work. We've got a great team, not only in the UK, in India, in the Philippines, and in the US. So it's an absolute pleasure to work for Shergroup.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure for me to see you and others pick up on the experience that I was lucky enough to get when I first came into the company, and share that experience with you. I mean, you are a High Court enforcement expert. I know you never say that to me, but you are, and it's great to see that in you, and to see you picking up on some of the challenges that we have, right, in our heritage services, which is enforcement, because we came as sheriffs to this. And of course, we do so much more than that now, as you say. But I love to see everybody progressing, and you have come a long way since you first started. Like me, you started, doing a different job altogether, and have ended up where you are today. I mean, you were in financial services, right, before you came to Shergroup?
Yep, financial services, and then I started here as an inputter, and you've pushed me right the way to where I am, Claire.
Well, you had fantastic keyboard skills, and those of us that can touch type and can move across a keyboard, you've got to work hard to catch up, right? So I think that's where you and I have a lot in common. So now, where you have moved from, and as you've gone through the company, we've given you more roles to do and more things to put into your toolkit as a Shergroupie, and I mean, now you are heading up the business solutions advisors, the team out of the UK. What does that do you want to explain to everybody what we do every day and why that team is a very important team within Shergroup?
What we do every day is we talk to clients that have judgments, not just judgments, any kind of enforcement work, money recovery, security, tracing. We talk to clients every single day to help them. We want to help them get their money back from defendants. We want to secure their properties. We want them to get their properties back if they want evictions doing. So every single day, our job is to talk to these clients and help them.
And you do a marvelous job at that. I mean, some days you'll bring something to me, because we talk every day, don't we? We're all of us are in constant contact with each other, although we all work remotely now, and we fly the flag for working remotely. The genie is not going back in the bottle. I don't think my team would go back to going to an office.
No, definitely not.
No, definitely not.
Okay, Claire, I can tell you that now.
No, I know, it's okay. But I know some people watching this, they and their companies and their businesses worry about that, right? It's a big thing for them. But I can tell you that we've, because of the attitude of our team and how we work, we've been able to conquer this working remotely and made a big success of it. I mean, in terms of talking to clients, I mean, occasionally you say to me, oh, such and such a court asked this person to ring us because we could sort it out for them. I mean, we get that, right? We get that from the High Court, and we get it from different courts across the country. I mean, why do you think that is? Why do courts refer people to us?
Because they've obviously had dealings with us and they know what we do and how we work. So there are a couple of courts in particular that actually they actually give them our telephone number and say contact Shergroup.
Yeah.
So we're obviously doing something right, that if the courts are recommending us as well.
Yes. Well, I think that's a tremendous endorsement of our helpful attitude. I mean, I do say to you, don't I, in coaching you all, that help is a real power word.
Yes.
And you have all picked up on that naturally, because you are all helpful people, and you do help everybody that comes across our path. And I think that's where you score, and why the clients, our lovely clients, love us, because we want to help people first. Obviously, we want the business,
definitely,
but I know you.
Yes, we want the business.
Yeah, we want the business as well, but we put helping people first, don't we?
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I know you've been tremendously successful at that, and when I say help, I mean not just processing paperwork, but just listening. I think we listen, and you're a good listener, and deciding how the problem's going to be solved. So we've got a small team in the UK, and we're fielding all these channels we're working on now, Raz. It's amazing. I'm trying to keep up with. When we started, we just used to have the DX and post, and people coming to the office with their writs. But now we're operating on a number of channels, right?
Yes, electronically. Everything. Most of the work's done electronically now.
Yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, you set up the arrangement, didn't you, with the High Court to issue the writs electronically, because it was it was going to be difficult to continue to issue bits of control and bits of possession. I think
exactly.
Through your relationship with the team there, you were able to set that up with them.
Yep, we did. Yeah, it was a no-go.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we were open right the way through. We were able to issue writs, do everything electronically, pay everything electronically, and we didn't have to stop during the pandemic at all.
No, I mean, again, I take my hat off to you for that, because, we had at the end of the second lockdown, I think we had the Lord Chancellor writing to us to say that High Court enforcement was a necessary element of the administration of justice, and we definitely flew for the flag for that as well. We kept the Ministry of Justice moving along, but not that they know it, but we did. We're very grateful, aren't we, to the High Court for all the support they give us, the High Court team.
Yeah, definitely. Great team members there. So we're very grateful to them.
Yeah, they've worked hard for us and turned on a sixpence really to help us, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, it's quite amazing to me now, and it's definitely the model that we've built. But I mean, you have worked with tens, if not hundreds, of clients over the last 23 years. You've built a lovely portfolio of people that love working with you, and some of that is it just comes in a particular order and you pick it up, but then you make the client your own, don't you? I mean, you build a relationship with them.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes it's even just a phone call to ask how they are. If it's really hot, phone up, ask about the weather, and it's really nice. It's like having friends rather than clients.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Rod Frederick of London Borough of Southwark.
Definitely.
He's a tremendous fan of ours. I don't know whether he'll watch this little segment, but he's been a great fan of Shergroup. Was kind enough to invite June and I down to see him, and I know that you do a lot of work with the London Borough of Southwark, supporting that team, and that's we consider that very important in the work that we do as sheriffs, High Court enforcement officers, in supporting these London boroughs who have an enormous job to do in helping their communities move forward. I mean, you live in London, I've lived in London. It's a big job when you're working in these local authorities, and we appreciate people like Rod, don't we?
Definitely, and it's a great team there as well at Southwark Council as well. Yeah, good. Well, I mean, again, they've continued to work all the way through the pandemic, and we've got great contacts at Islington as well, and Hackney. Yes. So yeah, it's all good. So if you had to pick out of the many cases that we've worked through as a team, if you had to pick one case or cases that kind of stuck in your mind as success stories or things that you want to tell people about, what would it be? We've had so many interesting cases. I couldn't actually think of one at all, Claire. We've removed high value artwork, aeroplanes, boats, recently high-end vehicles. So there isn't actually one case. We've been to hotels. We've done a lot of interesting cases. Every day isn't the same.
And I guess really it's because, well, firstly, we are simply in our enforcement business, we are simply the officers and agents of the High Court. So we don't make the orders, the judges make the orders, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But when they deliver these orders to us that come, in the form of judgments and orders or writs themselves, I don't think we've ever looked at each other and said, we can't do that. I mean,
never.
We're pretty, we're like terriers, aren't we? We have a go at everything.
Yeah.
I guess that's where we've made our mark. Really, there are no no-go areas in what we do, I know when the inquiry comes into you listen very carefully to what you're being asked to do, and then we have a team huddle on how we're going to deliver that service. because it's complicated sometimes with in the artwork case we've just done. I mean, that has been, you know, we had to go and snatch back the artwork from the storage company, didn't we? Because
exactly,
they wouldn't give it to us.
Yeah.
So we mounted an operation to get our artwork back because we weren't going to lose it to the storage company, much to their disgust. But all within the law. Everything
all within the law.
Always within the law. I hope those cases, when you get them, I know they give you, you know, they make you scratch your head. They make me scratch my head. But that's I'm going to say the fun, a challenge.
Yeah. we have a lot of support, though. I can't fault as a team, not just as team, senior management. You're always there, Claire. So we have a lot of support as well. So that's how we get through all these challenges.
Yeah, and we pick our agents, don't we? I mean, we like our agents, our enforcement agents, and our security companies, and I think we look for agents who are like us, you know, can-do attitude. I know you've got some great relationships with enforcement agents as well.
Yeah.
Which when I started out in the office, that's how I really started to get on, was develop good working relationships with the sheriff's officers, as they then were. And asking them to do the impossible, which they then saw as a challenge, and that's how we were able to move forward. So, good for you in terms of working with agents and treating them as, you know, really important, as the very important parts of our process when it comes to enforcement on that side of the business. Now, here's a question which our team put on the list, and I think it's so funny, but I'm going to ask it anyway because and this is what it says. It says, given a chance, well, you do have a chance. You have a chance every day, but what would you change anything about Shergroup? Please don't say me. I don't think I can work anywhere else now. I'm been here too long. Would you change anything in Shergroup for the better? And because you've been with the company so long, you understand how we tick, you understand our DNA. Would you, Raz? What would you like to change? Tell me. This is your opportunity.
No, the answer would be no, Claire, because we have a CEO, that's you, Claire, that has always had a vision. You move along with the times, and not afraid of changes, and we're not afraid of changes because of you, Claire. And we always get stuck into things and things never stay the same, Claire. Nothing ever stays the same. So I know you like to move along with the times, and after working for this company for so long and working with you, Claire, that's what we're all doing as well, hopefully.
You do. I mean, you're amazing. I think when any business owner or manager, when confronted with taking a team through change, it's always hard, because I would still like to be in a bailiwick in Greater London in a fenced-in area where all the writs within London were Birchalls and then Shergroups, and we never had to change that, but that wasn't what government had in mind for us, and as a result of that, we had to diversify the business, which of course we've done, and we continue to do that. And I think if there's a message there, and thank you so much for being so generous in not wanting to change anything, but I think there's a message there for business owners who have just been through this terrible pandemic and have had their worlds rocked because what they thought was a steady business in a steady environment, they just had the rug pulled from under their feet, didn't they? And maybe now it's made some businesses, not all businesses, but some businesses think, well, if that happened again, if another variant came along, and we had to lock down again, or we had to have business interruption, how would I make money? How would I pay my staff? How would I carry on as a business? And what I can say to anyone is that we learned that lesson 20 plus years ago when we set up the Sheriff's Lodgement Centre, that the government were going to change the way that sheriffs worked. There was no going back. We were confronted with that change and we changed. And then it set in motion a culture of we have to keep changing to keep ahead of, business interruption and business changes. So I would say that you're a great advert for somebody that goes along with the business. I mean, obviously, it's got to stack up. It's got to make sense to people. If it's a strategy that's not going to work, then people won't join in on it. But I guess what we've done is gradually progress the company into other areas that make sense to our heritage, right? And it's been enjoyable seeing, and you've been great because you've really started with a spreadsheet of services that you were put together, and then they have ended up on our website as the entire platform now on shergroup.com, and all those services that you started with, and we're just adding to that platform now.
Yeah.
And it's all about helping business owners with services that will protect you and your business in the future, because that's where we came from, right? That's where we started. And as a result of that, and of being open during the pandemic and not going to sleep and not shutting the doors, I got this phone call, if you remember, in the summer of 2020 from Andrew Eastle at Middlechild. And what a fortuitous phone call that was. And I think I was the third High Court enforcement officer he'd rung, asking if we would like to do a TV show. And then that set in motion Call the Bailiffs, Time to Pay Up. And your TV career, Raz, was born.
My TV career was born, yes.
I mean, we had been connected with, we'd done some great work on the enforcers. We'd done Beat the Bailiff with Scott many moons ago. But I think the way that Andrew presented it to us was a very positive take on the work that we do. I wanted you and Sue and the team to be represented, because I know the work that goes into managing clients and managing the writ and the business. And so you are part of the TV show now, which in other TV shows about High Court enforcement, the office have not really been seen. And I think that's a missed opportunity. So how do you feel about being on TV and the TV show?
I'm actually honoured, Claire, if I'm going to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I've actually had clients saying to me, they can see what goes behind the scenes. So all they do is they send across the judgment to us. I've had clients saying at least they know what goes on behind the scenes as well. So that the clients have loved it. I've absolutely loved it as well. So and the show was screened. The second series, season 2, first series was screened last night as well. It was great. It was absolutely great.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit more gritty this season than last season, because the jobs of things are coming back online. In the first season, we were in the pandemic. I mean, we were in the full throes of it, and we have to be very, very careful and very, very vigilant around PPE and protecting the public and protecting the agents and the film crew. This time round, it's a little easier. They were still very observant about the virus and making sure people are safe, but the judgments were backing up, I suppose, the grittier stuff. And so we've been able to capture that. I know that, as I watched the rushes, I watched the raw footage and I watched that. And then my, Peter Felton, who's our lawyer, on top of my opinion, checks it again. And then Middlechild's own lawyers look at it. So we have a very strong, robust process for looking at this content to make sure that it's fair and it reflects what has happened, and it's fair to the public, and it's fair to the agents, because that's what it's all about, right? So do you get that feeling when you watch it? Do you feel that it's very, carefully curated and put together,
Definitely, and I do recommend everybody goes and watches the program as well. They'll be able to watch it on catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very passionate about showing the public what we do, because I think there are two things on that. Firstly, creditors still need to understand about High Court enforcement, and unless we tell them, unless we show them, they are still thinking they're stuck with the county court warrant of control, which is just not in the same. It's just not the same animal as a High Court writ of control.
Exactly. Yeah.
And secondly, there's an education piece there for the public to stay out of debt, tell their families, their friends, down the pub, in the checkout, at school, just don't overextend yourselves, and just stay in the best place you can. It's not always easy, and it's not always easy at the moment, but we want to show people that. And thirdly, I like to show policy officials and judges who I know watch Shergroup what it means to enforce their orders, and they're not going to see that unless we do TV shows.
Exactly.
So it's. I do remember the day that Lord Wolf came to the office and had a look at the Sheriff's Lodgement Centre. It was many years ago.
Yeah.
But we've been visited by the great and the good in the legal fraternity to look at enforcement, and I think that's why we're quite comfortable in showcasing what we do, because we know it's true, don't we? It's real.
Yeah.
We, and I know that you've got control of a case, and you've got control of the client's viewpoint, and you're looking after the client, and the agents have got control of the debtor situation, and they are looking to make sure that they follow regulations as far as the debtor is concerned. So between the two sets of people, everybody is treated fairly, which is what the High Court would expect of us. So I think that comes across in the show, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It shows the debtors in a true light. We just want the public, we want to get that out to the public, that people who owe money actually need to pay up.
Yeah.
We have to pay our way in the world, don't we? So why shouldn't everybody else? So, we have compassion. It's not as if we don't. We know people are in desperate situations as well. So we are there to help them as well, which you have, Claire. So we've had instances where debtors have been in desperate situations, and you've helped them, Claire.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because there is a lot of compassion in and around Shergroup, and desperate to get to the right outcome, a fair outcome, because these writs that you process every day and you're working hard to bring into Shergroup, they have a lot of power behind them, don't they?
Yeah.
And they can, they give people the power to enter businesses and their homes, and we treat that power with, I think, kid gloves, really. It's not. So I hope that comes across in the TV show, and I hope that we get people looking at that. And I think the other thing is that people are not aware of is the vulnerability of the agents. This show will show the agents, copying it, as my mother used to say, as they go about this job, for no other reason than they're trying to enforce the court's judgment. It's not personal. And we want to show that, because I don't think sometimes the public don't realise how, I'm going to use the word brave, but how brave the agents are in terms of what they do tackle. And we salute them in terms of that. They don't know what's on the other side of the door. It's very, very rare for an agent to retreat and say, I can't do this. It's just not something we hear, is it? So
yeah,
we're very proud of our agents in terms of what they do for us and what they do for our clients. These are all the things that make up why we do TV shows. These TV shows, they are great, and they do get a lot of views. Do you think that I think they increase Shergroup's aura, don't they? But I don't see thousands of writs coming in as a result of them. I just see happy clients. And what do you think in terms of business?
Yeah, I mean, it's open to the public. People are more aware of what we do. It's a tough job for our agents as well, who are out on the road. It's a really, really tough job for them. So it just makes people aware, basically.
Yeah, I think that's how we like to look at it, isn't it? It's just an awareness campaign, which Channel 5 are keen to develop. And we're very lucky to have Middle Child. I know you've worked with a lot of the Middle Child team, so shout out to Andrew and Holly and all the guys over there that have been working with us and supporting you and the agents, right? Because they're a lovely team to work with. They are very lovely team. Yeah, we're very fortunate that they. So. It's a good the whole project is a great project to be involved with, and obviously you have a starring role, and so does Sue, and we've got Anthony in there this year. Yes. We've got June on the edges of that, so it's all good as we continue to develop this brand, this Call the Bailiff brand. So you've got all this experience, you're sort of on the sharp end dealing with TV cases, the cases that are going to TV, and you've got people ringing in, with new business and talking to us about, where they've been. I mean, landlords are really in a tricky situation at the moment. I mean, that's a group of people that we are trying so hard to help, isn't it? What do you see with landlords in terms of the sort of inquiries you get?
And the landlords, we're getting a number of inquiries from landlords to collecting their rent. Yeah. And we've had exceptionally great results for them as well, which they didn't even expect themselves. Yeah. So
do you think... Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a couple of clients that are really, really happy as well. And they can't believe what we've achieved for them.
So if we weren't here, if I'm saying Shergroup, but High Court, where would those landlords have How would they have collected that rent, do you think?
They weren't doing anything with it at all. I've had a few clients, they weren't. Nothing at all. Or they try and collect it themselves, don't get anywhere, and that's it. So I encourage clients to go back, landlords to go back on any of their debts that they've got, and send it on to us.
So they're coming out of the county court with a possession order and a money judgment combined, usually, right? Yes. So they get the two elements of their case, their possession claim for rent arrears. They get the possession back of the property, and hopefully they get permission to transfer it to the High Court so that we can then look after that side of it. And then they get the rent arrears. Now, when they get the rent arrears, I mean, usually they're quite chunky sums, aren't they? I mean, they're usually over £600.
Yeah, and definitely.
What do you say to a landlord? I mean, let's say we're evicting somebody, and the landlord says, "And can you pick the rent? Can you collect the rent as well on the same day?" What would you say to a landlord if you were given that scenario?
On the same day, it's very unlikely that they're going to have any goods at the property. They're probably already packed up, so there's not going to be anything there. Yeah. So what I generally suggest is, let's leave it for 6 to 8 weeks. We do a trace for them, and then we go to their property, and then we see a vehicle outside their property, and then we go and knock on the door.
And when you say we do a trace for them, just so that everybody understands that, perhaps not familiar with our work, what are we talking about then? What is that service?
So it's a service that we provide. It's no trace, no fee. And it's a service that we provide as part of our enforcement, where we try and locate the defendant. And once we've got the details, we will then pursue the money part of it. Sometimes you don't find the address, and then I say to them, leave it another 6 weeks. And we generally do, because people are going to have credit. Everybody generally has a mobile phone. They are going to have credit. So that's how we locate them.
Because when they get evicted, they don't want to tell us where they're going. They don't want to tell the landlord where they're going.
No.
So we have to then use the trace service, as you say, no win, no fee no trace, no fee to locate them using the credit footprint largely, and that ticks us off as to to where they're going to be, and then we go to that address and then we enforce the money judgment. So if you're a landlord, big or small, and you have rent arrears, I think your advice would be, Raz, is to email you or contact Shergroup and talk to you about how to collect those rent arrears.
Yeah, pick up the phone, call us, and we'll be delighted to speak to you.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's good advice for landlords who are, who themselves can be in financial jeopardy if those arrears are not paid. And that's the thing about what we do. It's if one person, it's kind of goes round on a carousel. If somebody doesn't get paid, then they're the next person to be on the end of a writ. So there is no right or wrong here. It's just about trying to get everybody into the right place and paying what they owe, which goes back up the line. So I think we can do a lot for landlords, and I know you do a lot for landlords. So I think that would be good. So that's landlords. Is there anything else that you want to tell creditors today about what they should do, having watched the TV show?
Well, I'd say call us, go onto our website, shergroup.com. You'll find a list of all our products and services on there. You'll see our testimonials on there. And if you've got a problem, talk to us or contact us via our hub facility online. We're on social media. We've got TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Contact us any way you want to. So I recommend you contact us.
Great. And we're just updating our live chat. So again, that all the good stuff that we know in our frequently asked questions will be going into our live chat, which is all the experience of the business solutions advisors going into live chat and being able to give people real help. Because I know a lot of people, they like to chat, don't they, when they come on a website? They might not want to ring in, and I think that's a great way to engage, to start a conversation off with us.
I say so because I prefer to do that as well. If I want to contact a company as well, I do exactly the same. I go on there, I do a chat message rather than contacting them first of all, and then once you start to speak to them, then they'll take your contact number and you can speak to them, and we do exactly the same. Yeah,
I know you've told me that many times that you like the live chat function.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I think it's growing all the time, and the website is growing all the time. And again, you've had some throwaway ideas about the website and marketing, which has been great, and I put those into our marketing plan. So and that's because Shergroup's products and services, and that's what makes you a Shergroup expert, Mrs. Dadabhoy. So
thank you very much.
I'm delighted that you were able to come and share some time with me today and give our clients an insight into how good it is to have you on the end of the phone with your colleagues, sorting out some of these tricky problems that I know you're doing day in, day out. So thank you so much. And on behalf of us all that engage with you, we appreciate it, Raz. Okay.
Thank you very much, Claire.
So there you are. That's another lovely one of my colleagues. Yes, they're. I mean, you can imagine for me, it's a pleasure to come to work every day, knowing that I've got so many great people who are working in Shergroup's projects and delivering the sort of business that I was taught to deliver, when I first joined the company 42 years ago this month. I joined the company. God, that is a lifetime, I know. But helping people, getting the right answer, getting the the right way to do business, a professional way to do business, and really continuing in the spirit of High Court enforcement, which is, for those tricky cases. And this is our heritage as Shergroup. And of course, we do a lot of other things now because we want to help business owners across the UK and further afield be able to be successful in their businesses. We know what it's like at the sharp end of when things can go wrong, but how about making things go right and helping you avoid perhaps a difficult outcome and helping you keep your cash in the right place and getting it in sooner so that you can run your business effectively and efficiently and grow your business as well, despite the pandemic. This is Shergroup's message to you now. We're a positive bunch of people who genuinely want to help you. So come and have a look at our website, as Raz said, at shergroup.com. You'll find the solutions there with the little Shergroupies. They're all grouped into different sections. Take a look and come and browse our shop. We're very proud of our shop of services. Have a look and see where are the challenges in your business. Where would you like some support? Where would you like to chat to somebody like Raz about what Shergroup could offer you, perhaps than where you are at the moment? And if she can signpost you and get you a service, then a solution, she will, along with her other colleagues. We are on all the social media channels that Raz said. Our phone numbers right there on the website, so you can phone us, you can message us, you can email us. We don't mind. We're open and ready for business on any channel. So I hope you're open and ready for business on any channel, because that's the way the world's going. We've all got to do it, whether we like it or not. I would like to go back to the day when we just had post. It was so much simpler. But that day is never going to come back. That genie is definitely out the bottle as well. So thank you so much for listening to this Shergroup on the Sofa. Watch Call the Bailiffs. But remember, we're not like that. This is how we really are. This is how we work every day. And we look forward to seeing you in our platform, in our shop. And if you want to come and be a guest on Shergroup on the Sofa and talk about your business, come and just message me. I'd love to hear from you. I love talking to business people about their businesses and seeing what's happening in your part of the world, what's happening in your business. It's terrifically interesting. So just let us know if you want to be a guest. Okay, thank you so much, Raz. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great week ahead.
Thanks for listening to the Shergroupie podcast. To join our Shergroupie community, subscribe by going to our website at www.shergroup.com. Keep up with the latest Shergroup news across all our main channels, including YouTube, LinkedIn, and across all social media. Stay connected and begin building more business relationships.